All right. Well, 1-0 this week and a CAA win, and real proud of the guys and how we fought and played 60 minutes. Felt like we came out early in the game and controlled the game. We just didn't put points on the board, and some self-inflicted wounds there. But defense, I think, kept us in the football game. And then big turnover at the end of the first half. Offense responded exactly how we expect them to, and came out in the second half and asserted ourselves. 3 turnovers in the second half. That was big. The offense responded just like we expect them to. Points on the board. Did a really nice job on the perimeter. Jackson, Bryson, Matt did a great job. Creating separation, putting the ball on our guys. A lot of yards after catch today. This guy right here, Marcus. I mean, he's created more turnovers than any other football player in Elon jersey in our Division I history. So just keep getting the ball out. Guys pursuing with optimism on defense and playing hard. It was awesome to see. Proud of the guys and proud of the win. And that Towson team, they got some good players, and that's a team that's coming together, with a lot of transfers, but there's a lot of talent out there. Those guys, they weren't easy to block. Did a good job in the run game, committed to stopping the run, and that's where we got to take what they give us. And they gave us more on the perimeter, and that's where we had to put the football. But a great win, 1-0 this week, 1-0 in the CAA this week, and that's where we want to be.
Was it almost essential you scored after some of those turnovers, because it seemed like if you didn't, you were going to give them too many chances maybe?
Yeah, you don't want to let a team hang around, and that's what it felt like a little bit in the first half of the game. And that's a hungry team. They're hungry for a win, and they played incredibly hard. So you don't want to let teams hang around like that. So when you get the takeaways, it's the response after the takeaway, the response after the turnover that's critical, and we responded exactly how we needed to offensively.
And then 9 points allowed in the second half to FCS opponents this season. What's working in the second half that doesn't always equate in the first half?
When you go in at the halftime, you talk about what they did well, and perhaps where they hurt us, because you're gonna see stuff in the first half that you haven't seen on film. There'll always be some new flavors or formations and those things. And so you go in at the halftime and you talk about what you saw, and you think about what you stopped and what their adjustment might be. And our defensive staff has just done a really good job there of getting our guys settled down. And this is what we saw, this is what we might see, and this is what we need to do a little bit different. And I just think we really tackle much better in the second half too. Guys are flying around, you get a better feel, and guys are playing hard. This team plays 60 minutes, and they're used to it, and that's the standard. So I expect us to keep playing well in the second half.
And then y'all are ranked number 14 right now, probably will go up after this week. Do you think this is putting a target on your back in the CAA currently? In the CAA, I don't care what your record is. You go into every week, it's just a CAA game. So I don't think so. I don't think Rhode Island is going to look at us and say, we need to take down the whatever ranked team. They're going to be playing at home. They're going to want to beat Elon. We're going to want to beat Rhode Island. So, there may be targets on our back, but we're all about us. We're a process-driven team. So, we're going to correct the mistakes tomorrow on Sunday, and then at 4:30 we're going to turn the page and prepare for Rhode Island, and we're going to have Monday off, and then we're going to practice on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, and we're going to prepare to be 1-0 this week.
Marcus, was there any emphasis on getting those turnovers, or was there any common thread on those at all?
Pretty much, we always emphasize getting everybody to the football and trying to get the ball out. We have to go for turnovers by the week, and we just want to continue to get them. Last week we didn't get our goal, so we put it on next. We want to get our goal. We ended up with 5 turnovers, so as long as people are getting to the football, striking ahead, we're gonna get them at some point.
They were coming in bunches in the fourth quarter.
That's what we say. We say in our defensive room, we say turnovers, they come in bunches. Once you get one, that's what we're saying on the sideline. And just continue to come to us.
Is that the biggest turnover fest you've been part of in a while that you can remember?
Yeah. And I can think of our turnovers in the game. I don't remember last time we got to that point, or if we get to that point. But yeah, it's nice to see, seeing when we practice. It just goes back to camp. We always, let's get the ball out, We, after in our meetings and stuff, like after camp practices, that was our emphasis. It's nice to see, show up on the field.
Jackson, the offense, like we talked about here earlier, that you made sure they paid for them. What was the mindset in those huddles right after those turnovers?
Yeah, just put points on the board. Defense does a great job of creating takeaways, and we need to capitalize on it. Coach Trish harps upon that a lot, and so does Coach Fulmer, Coach Young. And just play within ourselves and create points, so we put ourselves in better positions.
Is there a little bit of a frustration or disappointment at times in that first half when you couldn't get a lot of points on the board? Or?
Yeah, a lot of it was self-inflicted wounds, and we kind of knew that, like penalties, turnovers, just stuff we can control. And so it's just when you're out there on the sideline, you just got to reflect and go back to your technique and what the coach is telling you. Go back out there and make something happen.
What was going on with you on third downs? There seemed like you got the ball in your hands on third down. You picked up first downs at a pretty good clip, and there weren't a lot of third and shorts either.
Yeah, they were doing a lot of man. They were switching it up, especially in the second half with some zone looks. And so that's just what the NCAA plays, just man coverage a lot of the times, and that's kind of the emphasis that Coach Young has placed in the receivers. We got to win against man-to-man coverage. So that's just the biggest focus point that we look for. It's our bond.
You feel like you have a nose for that first down marker?
Yeah, I kind of have a general mindset where the first down marker is. You kind of got to know that as a receiver when it's on third down. But again, Matt throws the ball in some great places, and everybody's running good routes.
And then Marcus, what's the mentality y'all are taking out of this game with the defense and how well y'all played going into the next game?
I mean, same philosophy, run the hands to the ball, create takeaways, get the ball to our offense. That's how it is week in, week out. It's one series at a time. Offense comes on the field, it doesn't matter the score, it doesn't matter what happens, it doesn't matter what's happening at all. We go on the field, we want to play our 3 downs and get off the field. But, if it takes some more strain, just, get in, get out, don't let points be put on the board, create turnovers.
And then Jackson, you and Bryson seem to kind of lead the way the last few weeks. What's working with that wide receiver group, and how have y'all been able to work together?
I think our practice habits are pretty good, and like we practice hard, it translates to the game. And I think we try to get each other open a lot of the times. I think that's a strong emphasis because we have a lot of good receivers in the receiver room. So just run your routes to the best of your ability and trust Matt. The O-line, running backs, tight ends, everybody's going to do their job.
I think Coach Skylar Davis broke the field goal career record. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, proud of him. And he's going to make a lot more. He's super talented. He's got a lot of leg strength. But he is so competitive and resilient. I think that's one of the things about Skylar. And he prepares, practices like a professional. Every day in practice, he's hard on himself. And he prepares for success, and he has success. And he's a great kicker, man. I wouldn't trade him for anybody.
We weren't equals. There were some longer ones.
No. Yeah, what?
51 and 48.
48. There's some statistics there. Y'all can do some digging. I know Jason's on it, but the amount of field goals that he's made over 40 yards is significantly different than the rest of the country. How accurate he is over 40 yards, And we literally today, we felt like inside the 37 we could kick a field goal. And even going, when we were going that way, we felt like the 40-yard line, we could have kicked field goals with him today. I mean, his kickoffs in the end zone. He's picking up steam right now too. And Coach Nall, does a great job with those guys in preparation, and the way that group has performed the last couple of weeks. And even we had a different long snapper today. Carson Crisp stepped in for Ryan Wilkins, and that operation didn't miss a beat. Jeff punted the ball well. Those guys are performing at a high level.
was 61, I think it is now, field goals he's made. So do you remember any others blowing it in off the up?
I don't know many of his that hit those uprights. They're usually inside pretty good. So it's nice to see one bounce and go in though, because he's had some rattle off the other way. So you know, that was big.
Jackson, is there certain pride in yards after catch?
Yeah, that was a big emphasis on us. Even my sophomore year, Coach Young just challenges us every day in the meeting rooms to get yards after the catch, and that just is ultimately going to help our offense with the sticks and generate big plays for us. And again, it comes with practice, like with RBA, get 5 yards in our burst after the catch.
How big was that to keep your defense off the field? I know you didn't do a lot of scoring that first half. You were 9 for 12 on third downs.
Right.
And they weren't, like, say, you were in a terrible situation on first downs, right? So that seems like that was key. You didn't give them any chances.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, in the first half, we played 18 snaps in the first half. So, you know, that was big. You know, like I said, I felt like we moved the ball. You know, we just shot ourselves in the foot some. So we got, you know, we can fix that. Like that's what we need to do as coaches. You know, we need to clean stuff up so we're more efficient and keep getting better, growing as a team, getting better this week.